Everyone ready? We would like to call to order the business meeting of Monday, October 8th for the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners. There is a quorum with all three commissioners present. Flag salute. Fred Wilson from Toledo, would you lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public comment. I'd like to call up Rick Mack from Riverside Fire Authority.
Thank you, Commissioners, for allowing me the opportunity to speak on behalf of the annual Lewis County Fire Prevention Poster Contest. In front of you are our champion posters. Our judges came out this morning very early, one of which is Commissioner Fund, and helped me to look at about 120 posters representing classrooms throughout Lewis County. I am also pleased to announce that we had a pretty good representation countywide among the winners, which I will announce now. Our first grade champion from Miss Fitzhugh's class in Mossy Rock is Noel Owen. Our second grade champion from Mrs. Broom's class at Forge Prairie Elementary in Centralia is Michael Rhodes. Our third grade champion from Mrs. Johnson's class at Napavine Elementary is Aubrey Williams. And from first, second, and third grade, we choose a grand champion, and that was Aubrey Williams. Congratulations to her and to the others as well. Moving on to the fourth grade, our champion is from Mr. Wierzinski's class at Adna Elementary, Joshua Graham. Our fifth grade champion from Ms. Davis's class, also at Adna Elementary, is Hannah Fay. And finally, our sixth grade champion and grand champion in the fourth through sixth grade category is Emma Stewart. And I want to say again, thank you to our judges. Congratulations to all these kids. It really is fascinating. We enjoy it all every year, seeing fire prevention depicted through the children's eyes and then put to paper. This year's theme for Fire Prevention Week, which, by the way, we are in Fire Prevention Week. It's an event that is celebrated annually in commemoration of the Great Chicago Fire of 1871 that occurred on the 9th of October. And so every year that includes the first week that includes, I'm not saying
You're doing
very
fine.
well. The first full week that includes October 9th is when we celebrate Fire Prevention Week. So it does fluctuate a little bit, but we generally look at this entire month as our Fire Prevention Month. This year's theme, Look, Listen, Learn, Be Aware, Fire Can Happen Anywhere, works to educate people about how to prevent fires, but also how to escape one in the event that one should start. So look for places fires could start. Take a look around your home, identify potential hazards, and eliminate them if possible. Listen for the sound of your smoke alarm. That is music to a firefighter's ear, by the way. We were talking about that this morning. How important that sound is to your life safety. Learn 2 ways out of every room, and find ways to clear and keep your means of egress clear so that you can make a very, very rapid escape in the event of a fire. Thank you very much for having me this morning. Thanks again to the judges, and congratulations to these kids. And those posters are up there. I'll leave them up there for you to view after the meeting.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Now, Chief, isn't there a time you're going to call these folks together on Saturday?
Thank you. Saturday at 1 p.m. In front of Polo Ralph Lauren in the covered section of the outlets, we will do the award ceremony for these children. Each of the champions will receive a $100 gift card from the outlets, from somewhere in the outlets, and then the grand champions get an additional $100 gift certificate. So it's very much worth their while to participate.
And doesn't all the fire chiefs voted to give money for this
Yes,
project?
we do have great support from our Lewis County Fire Chiefs and also our Lewis County Fire Commissioners. If we didn't have their support, we would not be able to offer the awards. And thank you again for reminding me about that. So many things enter my mind that I can't keep it all straight. Very, very important that we have the support that we do. Appreciate it so much.
Yes. Thank you for all that you do, year after year after year. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a recognition of Bob Taylor. So Steve Skinner, Mr. Skinner, would you like to come forward? And this is to recognize Bob Taylor, who serves as president of the Lewis County Master Gardener Volunteers and was named the state Master Gardener of the Year. Thank
Yes,
you.
so Commissioners, good morning. Steve Skinner, Lewis County Solid Waste. And I wanted to just bring this up and bring Bob up here to talk a little bit too, if he would. This is quite a prestigious award, the state award that he was awarded over in Wenatchee. So Bob has been very instrumental working with the master recyclers, master gardeners, doing a lot of work with the school kids, Toledo especially. So he's a good ally to have on our side.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for the recognition, Commissioners. Appreciate it. As I'm the first Master Gardener from Lewis County to be awarded the State Master Gardener. And it's a process that starts with each county. There's 36 of 39 that have a Master Gardener program. They each recommend a person, and from there it's selected by other Master Gardeners from other areas. So thank you very much for the recognition.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think Steve wanted a picture
Yes.
with you and us and Steve.
Get away. Just you can't get away. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll take a motion for the presentations.
I make a motion to approve two proclamations. First one recognized in October as Lewis County Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And then the second is recognizing October 7th through 13th, 2018 as Lewis County 4-H Week.
Second.
Mr. Wold.
Morning, Commissioners. This is a proclamation recognizing October as Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Lewis County. Whereas we recognize the vital role that technology has in our daily lives and in the future of our country and nation as a whole, whereby today many critical infrastructure sectors are increasingly reliant on information systems, and these systems are under increasingly sophisticated and persistent attacks. And whereas all Americans are affected by threats to our nation's cybersecurity, in recent years, bad actors in cyberspace have launched attacks on a cross-section of America. Businesses, both small and large, state and local governments, schools, hospitals, and infrastructure critical to public safety and national security. And whereas maintaining the security of cyberspace and information systems is a shared responsibility in which each of us has a critical role, and awareness of cybersecurity and computer security essentials will improve the security of the Lewis County information infrastructure and our local economy. And whereas Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America, has proclaimed October 2018 as National Cybersecurity Awareness Month and stated, while we are making great strides to help protect American businesses and individuals, the government cannot secure cyberspace alone. The internet touches many aspects of our daily lives. Our ability to prevent and mitigate cyber threats will improve when all citizens adopt better cybersecurity practices to protect their systems and data. Each of us can contribute by requesting more security from the products and services we use, using multi-factor authentication on our digital accounts and devices, leveraging private, protected, and secure networks, limiting how much personal information and location data we share, and taking other actions to secure the applications we use every day. And whereas we call upon the people, companies, and institutions of Lewis County to recognize the importance of cybersecurity and to observe this month through events, training, and education to further our county's security and resilience. Do I continue to read that? Okay, now therefore, we, the members of the Lewis County Board of County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim October as Lewis County Cybersecurity Awareness Month in Lewis County and encourage every citizen of Lewis County to learn more about how to protect themselves and their businesses through the Department of Homeland Security's Stop, Think, Connect campaign and the Department of Commerce's NIST Cybersecurity Framework, and put knowledge into practice into your homes, schools, and businesses. More information is available at the Department of Homeland Security's website, the Stop, Think, Connect program, and the NIST.gov site.
Mr. Wold, can you tell us some of the situations we've been experiencing and the percentage of your staff's time in
Sure,
working
yeah.
on this?
In 2016, we spent roughly 15% of our time responding to cybersecurity attacks. Currently, we're spending about 40% of our resources in IT on cybersecurity attacks, response, and mitigation. So you notice some campaign posters in front of the podium here, or side to the podium here, just working on an awareness campaign to our users, because the endpoint users have been the direct attack that we've been experiencing lately. State average for Washington State is a 300% increase from 2016 to 2017, and we don't have the numbers for this year, but we've experienced about a 5 times that for this year versus last year. So it's been pretty significant.
And where are some of these attacks coming from?
So it's sort of the 5 bad actors, which include nation states, Iran, North Korea, Ukraine, Russia, China, and then you've got terrorists, you've got hacktivists, so and then you've got criminal, sort of like a cyber mob, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's either to gain information, gain money, or both. Yeah.
And don't they send us emails that look like
Yeah,
legitimate
this year,
emails?
most of the attacks, again, have been directed towards the endpoint user using phishing emails, usually spoofing accounts to make it look like it's coming from somebody safe. Most citizens are probably familiar with that as well. They've likely received emails or messages. This weekend in particular, most Facebook accounts received a message saying that their Facebook account was hacked, and that they needed to follow the following steps to ensure that they were safe. And really, when you've actually followed those steps is when you became hacked. And so it's daily encounters like that we're trying to train our users at the county to be really diligent in avoiding falling victim to those attacks, because that puts us all at risk. And so today's proclamation will hopefully encourage citizens in Lewis County to be thinking about this in regards to their businesses, their fire departments, their school districts, be thinking similarly.
Could you introduce some of your staff that are here that are on the
Sure.
lines fighting the
Yeah,
cyber
so
attacks?
on the front lines, we have Gabe Anzolini in the back there. Gabe is one of the big changes we've made this year versus previous years is he used to be our lead developer, but we don't have the resources to hire new people, but there's new jobs in IT, and one of those is a security analyst. And so Gabe is our information security analyst for the county, and does a great job of monitoring intrusion detection, looking for viruses, looking for malware that might be creeping its way through. And Gabe has, in the last couple months, installed a network monitoring system that helps us keep track of those things. And then more recently, we've installed a spam and virus filtering appliance to help us mitigate some of these attacks as well. Then to his left is Amanda Price. She helps with a lot of the project management and task management and has taken on some of the duties that Gabe left behind in the development side.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you do to try to keep the county safe, and hopefully now we can be a role model for other places in Lewis County to
Yeah.
fight this.
We appreciate your support.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Lewis County 4-H, Ms. Watson.
So this is also our National 4-H Week, and we really appreciate that you will support us in honoring that time in Lewis County as well. And I will read the proclamation. Whereas the WSU Lewis County Extension 4-H Youth Program is proud to honor the efforts of our 4-H volunteers who have provided high-quality life skill education and hands-on learning to our county youth. And whereas this positive youth development program provides learning experiences for the whole child, including head, heart, hands, and health, and helps our county youth acquire knowledge, develop life skills, and enable them to become self-directed, productive, and contributing members of our society. And whereas we reach over 775 Lewis County youth ranging from kindergarten to 12th grade who come from diverse ethnic and socioeconomic backgrounds and truly represent a cross-section of our county, ranging from cities to rural areas. And whereas the program achieves success with the commitment and passion of the 150 adult 4-H volunteers who have generously given of their time, talents, energies, and resources that help make 4-H an effective prevention program. Whereas since 1902, the 4-H program has contributed to the positive development of young people who are more likely to contribute to their communities, more likely to have healthy behaviors, and more likely to engage in science, technology, engineering, art, and math, or STEAM, programs outside of school through relevant and engaging 4-H programs and activities. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Lewis County Commissioners hereby designates October 7th, 2018 through October 13th, 2018 as 4-H Week. We commend the support provided by families, organizations, businesses, community leaders, and funding partners to the program's success. We urge all people in our county to join us in this special observance.
Would you tell us about one of our 4-Hers who received state recognition, Esther Freeman?
So we actually had a few kids that recently, last week, went to our National Dairy Conference. We had 3 kids on the national judging team that went. And our new director, Gary Fredericks, was their chaperone, so that was kind of cool. We just wrapped up our state 4-H fair. Our largest department for the last 3 years, our swine department, we sent over 25 children with about the same number of hogs up. The situation at State Fair wasn't great, but our kids are spectacular. And when I saw teamwork this year at State Fair, it was our swine department and our youth and our parents and our volunteers that really made that, they made the best of the situation, and they made that area of 4-H shine through at State Fair, even though it maybe was a rough situation.
And didn't Esther Freeman enter a patch
Oh,
design?
yes. Sorry, I missed the name. So Esther Freeman, who is from the Napa Vine Go-Getters 4-H Club. Every year we have a state 4-H patch at the state fair. She entered the contest and she won. And it's a patch that's in the shape of Washington State. And she had a little chicken on it in a barn setting, and it says Washington State 4-H Fair on it. And so one of our children won this year.
Yes,
Yay.
yes.
It's up there if you want to come up and take a look at it when you get time.
It's very
I
nice.
think we all received one.
We
so
all received a
I brought
patch.
mine out.
Very nice, very nice. And Commissioner Stamper, you were in 4-H
Oh,
and
yes,
FFA and,
absolutely. Well, I think, and again, this is a generational thing, I believe. I think when you come from a small school, especially we're agriculture and all the things that go along with it, everyone was involved with it. 4-H, FFA, whatever it was, and you were always involved with those clubs. And I think, and of course, you could join it in junior high at that time. So you had the ability, and they taught you things outside the school that are the regular classroom. You just didn't teach. You were expected to get up and speak and present and talk about your animals or whatever you were doing. And that was the first exposure I remember having. Oh, I got to get up and talk in front of people, and of course you had to know the cow, and well, back then they made you know all the beef, all the slices and all that stuff too. So, but anyway, it's a great experience, and I know a lot of kids benefit from it, and I hope that all kids participate in it. And I'm not sure what the numbers were. I think the numbers are down just a little bit from what I hear, but those are the types of programs that in my opinion, the kids that are involved early, for one thing, they don't have time to go out and get in trouble. They're too busy to get in trouble, and the parents know exactly what they're doing, and everything, and it brings a lot of families together. So, very, very important program, and we're lucky we have. Lewis County has supported it for years and years, and that will continue.
Mhm.
So, thank you guys
Yes.
for doing all the hard work.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. And I was a 4-H'er years ago, sewing and cooking, and taught me a lot. And I think the leadership aspect of 4-H is very, very important. You may be taking a particular project, but the leadership and the speaking in front of people really benefits. Thank you. It's been moved and seconded to approve 2 proclamations. One is October as Lewis County Cybersecurity, say that one, Cybersecurity Awareness Month, as well as recognizing October 7th through the 13th as Lewis County 4-H Week. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
I move to approve one notice item, Resolution 18-302, which is a call for bids for 6 new pursuit-rated Interceptor sedans.
Second.
Mr. Murphy.
Morning, Commissioners. Tim Murphy, Fleet Services Manager. Today with a resolution, as he stated, to approve the call for bid for 6 pursuit-rated sedans. They have been, lost my spot here. So they're scheduled, budgeted, and approved for replacement in our 2019 preliminary budget. Right, our 2019 budget has not been ratified yet, so we're a little ahead of schedule with what we normally do here. Nothing will be, we're going for bid now, not actually issuing a check. So the checks will come with it after the budget is ratified. And if we need to tweak any numbers there, we have time to do so. But we are going to call for bid at this time, and bids are due by 11 a.m. October 23rd, 2018 to the Clerk of the Board of County Commissioners. Bids will be publicly opened on or after 11 a.m. October 23rd, 2018 at the Commissioners Meeting Room, 351 Northwest North Street, room 223. Piggybacking what we did last year, we're hoping to expand on some local purchases. I know our local dealers are very interested in this one. So I fully expect some bids to come in from the local dealerships with this and expand what we started last year. Any questions on this?
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
All right.
Thank you, Tim.
Yes. It's been moved and seconded to approve the notice item Resolution 18-302, calling for bids for 6 new pursuit-rated Interceptor sedans. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, I make a motion to approve 2 consent items. That's the approval of the minutes for October 1st, 2018. And then the second is Resolution 18-303, the approval of warrants.
Second?
Second. I saw Suzette smiling, and I was just in rapture. She hadn't been smiling a whole lot lately.
It's a good thing this morning, we're finally fully staffed. So Suzette Smith, Chief Accountant, Auditor's Office, here to present to you resolution number 18-303. This is the weekly approval of the claims against the various county departments. Last week, we issued 240 regular warrants, number 804665 through 804904, for a total of $2,122,901.17. In addition, we note the following series of warrants as a skip in sequence. They were issued on behalf of the special purpose districts, number 804625 through 804664. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but let me clarify my statement. Suzette has taken the lead on helping us with our Munis installation, the new finance system here in the county, and it has been chock full of trials and tribulations, and she has managed through every single one of those. And from a grateful county, we do appreciate it, and it's good to see you smile.
Thank you. We have absolutely fantastic employees in our department and the other departments of the county, and we would not be able to do it without their help. So I really appreciate them as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzette.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Suzette.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda, approval of minutes of October 1st, 2018, as well as Resolution 18-303. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I move to approve our deliberation items, which includes one ordinance, number 1296, and then resolutions 18-305 through 18-309.
Second.
Ms. Napier.
Good morning, Lee Napier, Director of Community Development, speaking on the next two agenda items. The first agenda item is an ordinance, Ordinance 1296. And this particular ordinance actually corrects a prior ordinance that the board passed sometime this summer. There is a map before you, and when you roll it out, you will see that it's a very long map. And because of the scale of that, we did not catch this summer when we adopted the map that there was a change made in the Onalaska. When we changed it from an Onalaska Lammert to an urban growth area, the zoning was incorrectly listed there. So this
What's a Lammert?
Lammert is a geographic boundary, and it stands for limited area of mixed intense
Lammert.
rural development.
Okay.
It limits it. It's intense rural development
Mhm.
on that boundary.
Okay.
And
Is that a technical term or?
it is. I did not make that one up.
Thank you.
Our friends at the state made that up.
All right.
So the action today will correct that, and there
Okay.
will be a map that you will sign that will replace the other official zoning.
And this can be found online, correct? This map that we have here?
It will be online. Is it online yet? It will be on. Yeah,
Okay.
so it'll be online on community developments under maps and data.
It's actually under, if you went to our front page, Lewis County Community Development, news and notice side on the left-hand side of the screen, towards the bottom, it's going to be right there. You just click on it, you can pull up this map. Just one thing about this map real quick, if I could. When you folks approved the previous action, there was actually a zoomed in map of the Onalaska area that showed small town industrial and small town mixed use. It was zoomed in, really nice, but it was this larger map that we just didn't see, that the mapping didn't quite correspond in the Onalaska area with that zoomed in map that you also had as part of your packet. So this would correct that.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
The next agenda item is resolution 18-305. And so this is a resolution approving the purchase of wetland mitigation bank credits for the South Lewis County Ed Carlson Memorial Field. So this particular purchase relates to the upcoming taxiway improvement project and is associated with our Corps of Engineers permitting. So through that construction, we will be impacting wetlands. And so to mitigate for that, we'll be purchasing credit from this bank. So the action here is to authorize the purchase and then authorize me to sign it. Any questions?
Okay,
Thank you, Lee.
thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. York.
Morning, Danette York, Director of Public Health and Social Services, and I have the next two agenda items. Resolution 306. This is a contract between Lewis County and the Centralia School District. These funds come from our document recording fees for our housing and homeless funds. This contract will support a variety of activities, including operations of time-limited housing units, rental assistance, data collection and reporting, coordinated assessments, legislatively established priorities and requirements for our local homeless plan. The contract is for $43,200, and it goes from September 1st, 2018 through August 31st of 2019. And bottom line is it helps the homeless children that are attending the Centralia School District.
That's good.
Resolution number 18-307. This is to approve a contract with Internet Vehicle / Vessel Information Processing Systems that Washington State Department of Licensing has. So this is between Lewis County and Washington State Department of Licensing, so that our code enforcement officers can use this system to help determine ownership and whether or not a vehicle is stolen when they're doing Hulk vehicle affidavits. There is a cost associated with this contract. But it's only 4 cents per item that they have to use in the system, so it's probably not going to be more than about $30 to $40 a year. Previously, we had a free system that we were able to use, but because our code enforcement officers' work is not greater than 50% criminal prosecution, we're no longer able to use that one.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Tim Fife, interim public works director for another week.
Are you counting the days?
I am.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm here to speak on Resolution 18308 in regards to a master interlocal agreement between Lewis County and Waukegan County. This agreement is it governs reimbursable work performed by our staff or their staff in either county for the purpose of doing stuff that either one of us aren't capable of doing. Such, in our case, we do their bridge inspection for them. They don't have the qualified inspectors, and that's why we need to sign this contract or interlocal agreement.
Okay.
Any questions?
Thank you, Tim.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Tim.
Ms. Napier again.
Lee Napier, Director of Community Development, speaking on the last deliberation item, Resolution 18-309. So this will modify the restrictions on outdoor burning. So we are taking it off one more layer, and so allowing outdoor burning throughout Lewis County. This does not include garbage, of course, but debris and whatnot. One note on that, so this took effect at 12:01 today. The burn permits are available online, and so we are experiencing a technical issue with the burn permits. So on the website, we have something posted, and people were applying for burn permits, and it wasn't getting processed. So IT is working on this issue, and we do have a note to folks to don't keep applying because you are being registered. It's just not populating itself in the form of an email or a permit. So they'll be able to collect that later.
I understand the fire chiefs really appreciate this, that they can themselves see what's going on in their community
Mhm.
with the burn permits. Any other? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. It's been moved and seconded to approve the deliberation items, ordinance 1296, as well as resolution 18-305 through 309. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Good of the order.
A couple things. Well, there's a lot of things going on, but on Alaska, the Apple Harvest Festival was this weekend, and it was a huge success.
10th annual.
Yes, and like I say, how many parades have we been in the last X amount of years? And this is the first one. Actually, I saw him twice. The camel appeared at the Onalaska Parade. So it's very impressive. Lots of old cars. And so, no, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. We had nice weather to get out and celebrate. And lots of vendors out there, too. So it seems like it's growing.
Mhm.
Or is that just because
It is.
I walk it and we're getting
Mhm.
older or something? And it just, I'm not sure, but
They had vendors on both sides of the street.
absolutely. So it was a lot of fun though. Very good. Lots of community involvement there.
Yes. And we had 2 hospital galas.
Yes.
And you went to the Morton?
I attended the one in Morton at the Bob Lyle building, and there were a lot of people there. And I'm not sure exactly what the numbers. They had a lot of good auction items, and of course it's to support the hospital and which it's such a vital importance to East Lewis County especially. So thank them and their staff for putting that on every year, and they do a great job.
And I attended the gala for the Century of Providence Hospital at Jester's, which was a big success too.
Well, we were all at the Apple Harvest Festival. It was a great day. It was a beautiful weather for that parade. Last couple of years, I think it's rained profusely, but we had some great weather for that. A lot of fun. Also attended the United Way lunch on Thursday, the annual luncheon with all of the partners. It was a good day to be there and hear from some folks that work very hard in our community for the United Way. Of course, we had the legislative roundtable here on Friday. We had 3 of our legislators here, and that was a very informative day, and I think it was a very engaging day, as our legislators did ask a lot of questions, and I think we were able to get some information to them that was necessary. A couple of other things, as most of you know, there was a very massive fire over here in Chehalis on Friday night. A business burned to the ground, and I came out. I'd been over in Onalaska broadcasting a football game and got the message from our county manager, Eric Martin, and drove over here just to eyeball it, put some eyes on it. They had the major fire put out. There's still some burning going on inside the buildings, but I wanted to send out kudos to our public works staff. Tim Fife was on site along with Tim Murphy, Doug Carey with facilities, and those guys stayed out there and worked hard. We found out we may have a little smoke damage inside the Fleet building, and electricity is down right now. As you can well imagine, a fire of that magnitude destroyed an awful lot of property. I know the property owner, and they lost everything, and so they're going to have to rebuild, and that's a sad thing. But we had, I think it was 4 or 5 fire districts responded. Thurston County even responded, and they were on the scene. They blocked off the 2 city blocks and got the job done, because downtown Chehalis, if a fire starts, if you don't get on it quick, it can spread, and it can spread quickly. And so they were on that Friday night. And then I want to send out a shout out to our transfer station, Hazo Hut. The last 2 Saturdays, I've availed myself of that. My wife and I decided to get out in our shop and to clean the thing out. Got rid of a lot of junk on Saturday a week ago. But the Hazel Hut is only open 2 Saturdays a month. It's on the first and the third Saturday. And so this past Saturday, we loaded up a bunch of old paint and oil and all that kind of stuff. And there's a young man working at the Hazel Hut. I think he's a contract employee. His name is Tim. And he and I had the best time just talking, unloading the truck. Just very personable, very friendly. And I thought to myself that, if these are the kinds of people that make what we do a lot of fun, and plus the public really appreciates the enthusiasm and the attitude and the atmosphere. And so I just wanted to send that shout out. And I'm very proud of the work that our solid waste division does, the transfer station. They make people feel welcome. It's very thoroughly run. And so my experience has been good out there. So I just wanted to share that.
And if anyone missed the legislative roundtable, we did have it. It's on Facebook, so you can review it and see it as you can with the meetings we're presently holding. Mr. Lamont.
Peter Lamont, President, Lewis County Historical Society. I would like to invite everyone to the museum on Friday evening at 5 p.m. We will be having a little get-together remembrance for Margaret Shields, our, our senior volunteer that passed away recently. We plan on having some coffee and cookies if you'd like that, and just talk about Margaret and share some fellowship on that. And a couple things that came up in this room today. It's amazing the amount of volunteerism that we have in Lewis County.
Yes.
Probably in Chehalis and Onalaska and Napavine. Congratulations to Mr. Taylor for representing us with the Master Gardeners. What a wonderful deal. And the children with the FFA getting the awards for that, and the fire department having the children volunteer. And I will take issue though with FFA and 4-H. I was FBLA, and we're pretty sure that was where it was at.
Thank you. And Peter, I just wanted to say that Jamie Herrera Butler's office, our representative, has sent a flag that we can present to Margaret Shields' daughter, because she was a Rosie the Riveter. And so that'll be nice. Press conference. Any questions from the press? Okay. Any other final comments? All right.
With no further business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Please take a look at these